When she came to Ponyville, she was a total jerk to all my friends, especially Pinkie Pie.
Yeah, she was a little mean, but can you blame her? The Lost Treasure of Griffonstone, huh? Well, this sounds like we're gonna explore some Griffin culture. Wait, we're gonna explore a species that hasn't been a main focus in the show since season 1? To the bomb shelter! Okay, now that we're safe, let's get into it. This episode marks the return of the cutie map as it sends Rainbow Dash and Pinkie Pie over to the kingdom of Griffonstone, and the two mayors come to a disagreement over what problem they've come to solve. Are they there to recover a lost artifact that's been gone for ages? Or is it something else that the Griffins are missing? You know, this would be the perfect opportunity to bring back a certain character that hasn't been seen for a while. But just because this episode is about Griffins doesn't mean that...
We don't have a king. Losers.
Well, I guess all the people who said she was never coming back must feel pretty awkward right now. And all the people that have been begging for her to come back can finally quiet down. So what's good? Well, if you know me, then you know that I enjoy MLP stories that venture beyond locations that we're familiar with. And I also enjoy stories that expand our knowledge on different species that we previously didn't know much about. And this episode does both. We learn more about the Griffin mentality and how their history has influenced that mentality. And we get to venture to a brand new location, which is why I'm thankful that the cutie map exists. It was also a good decision on the writer's part to only send 2 ponies to this location. It allowed the story to focus more on its narrative rather than focus on giving each character at least one line to say. Sure, we may not get to see everyone, but because of that, we have more care given to the characters that we do get to see. Please let the next pair be Rarity and Applejack. Just like last week's episode, this one wastes no time in setting up the plot. The opening act felt nice and smooth, and once we hear the story about the idol, we alternate between Rainbow and Pinkie as they go about their own methods for solving the Griffin's problem. And I'm glad that they didn't have a huge argument about it and just go off on their separate ways. Instead, they just try out their own separate methods on their own and just see who's right. I also like the development that we get with Gilda as well. I'm glad that they didn't make a big spectacle about her becoming good. It wasn't the purpose of the story, but rather a result of the events that happened during the story. We even get some backstory with her too, complete with an adorable young Gilda. Anyone else craving chicken nuggets? And one thing that kinda shocked me was that Pinkie Pie did not annoy me in this episode. You hear that? That's the sound of hell freezing over. While there were moments where I was just shaking my head, like that moment with the rope, she was surprisingly tolerable this week. Damn. Since I didn't have a problem with Pinkie in this episode, that leaves me without a negative thing to say about it. Hold on, let me think. Let's see. Oh, Rainbow Dash is racist. Yeah, that was bad. I hated that part of the episode. Joking aside though, this was an enjoyable episode that adds to Season 5's already impressive track record, and since this is one of Amy Keating Rogers' last episodes of MLP, I'm glad she's trying to go out on a good note. Still though, first Changeling headcanons were destroyed and now Griffin headcanons. MLP is showing no mercy in 2015. Next week's episode will be the 100th episode of the series, and... Wait, there's no new MLP next week? Another hiatus? Well, how long is this one gonna be? Oh. So Steven Universe and MLP are on hiatus. Well, at least now I have a chance to catch up on Black Dynamite. So, what did you think of the Lost Treasure of Griffonstone? Let me know in the comments below, or hit me up on Tumblr, and consider supporting me on PayPal through art commissions or donations. Until next time, keep it sketchy, folks.